time he did it on purpose.
The December 18th, 2017 City of Vandalia Council meeting will now come to order. We'll have a moment of reflection followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, you've had made available to you our council study session minutes of December the 4th and also the council meeting minutes of December the 4th. Are there any corrections or revisions to those? Seeing none, they'll stand approved. We have no communication petitions or awards this evening. nor do we have a public hearing. And that brings us to comments from interested citizens. And if there's someone in our audience who would like to make a comment to us, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records and your comment. Seeing none, we will continue on with the city manager's report. However, we have no information items today, nor do we have any action items unless something came up. Did something? Okay, we'll go on. No old business. So that brings us to our first resolution of the evening, and that's 17-R-95. Mr. McDonald, by title only.
Resolution 17R95, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Montgomery County Public Defender for public defender services.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So annually, the city enters into a one-year agreement with Montgomery County Public Defender Commission to provide legal representation in Vandalia Municipal Court to indigent persons that are charged with the violation of a city ordinance. The fee for that representation is proposed to be increased from $146 per case to $148.92 per case, or a 2% increase.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
Your Honor, I'll move that we approve Resolution 17R95 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Lewis, second by Councilwoman Farce, that we do approve Resolution 17-R-95 as presented. Are there any comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Farce?
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst? Yes. Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhardt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Resolution 17-R-96. Mr. McDonald?
A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Burkor Fencing LLC for the sports complex ball field fence replacement project in an amount not to exceed $50,000.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So $50,000 is budgeted for the replacement of ball field fencing at the sports complex. A request for proposals was issued by the Parks and Recreation Department for a vendor to provide the necessary equipment, materials, and labor. We received 5 proposals, with Burkor Fencing providing the lowest and best proposal of $19.65 per linear foot. This cost allows for the replacement of 6 of the 11 outfield fences. Burkor's proposal is for a black vinyl-coated fence, 6 feet in height, with a mesh size of 2 inches.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 17R-96.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Ehlers, second by Councilman Gerhardt, that we do approve Resolution 17-R-96. Comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhardt?
Yes.
Councilmember Farce?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Resolution 17-R-97. Mr. McDonald?
Yes, and before I read the title, I just want to point out in the packet, the resolution that is there had some formatting problems that we are going to correct in the new one. The section numbers were off a little bit, so
I was
they are not
to question
substantive. Okay.
Thank you.
17R-96, a resolution waiving the formal bidding process and authorizing the city manager to execute amendment to an agreement for electrical generation supply with a competitive retail electric service provider.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So back in 2016, the council authorized the manager to enter into an agreement with a retail electric provider that provided the lowest and best competitive rates through the Miami Valley Communities Council, and again, that's electric rates for the city's municipal facilities. A 3-year agreement was entered into with IGS that expires at the end of 2019. The Miami Valley Communications Council recently been in contact with IGS to negotiate a lower rate than what is included in our current contract. IGS is willing to provide that lower rate subject to an 18-month contract extension. Again, this reduced rate through IGS will result in a savings of more than $25,000 over the term of the extended contract.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve Resolution 17R-97.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilman Herbst, that we do approve Resolution 17-R, should we say 96?
97, Your Honor.
97.
Is it here? Okay. Questions? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard,
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. We have no ordinance in their first reading. We do have an ordinance in its second reading, and that's 17-31. Mr. McDonald?
Ordinance 1731, an ordinance amending sections 1040.04, 05, and 06 of Chapter 1040 Water and Sewer Permits, sections 1042.05, 10, 13, 14, and 26 of Chapter 1042 Water generally, subsections 1044.06B and 1044.06G, and subsection 1044.07A of Chapter 1044 Sewers generally, sections 1045.02.26 and 28 of Chapter 1045 Storm Water Charge generally, sections 1060.08 and 09 of Chapter 1060 Garbage and Rubbish Collection and Disposal of the codified ordinances of the City of Vandalia, and creating Chapter 1049 Utility Billing and Collection, all regarding deposits, billing, collections, penalties relating to utilities.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, so this ordinance would amend the delinquent fees, turn on and off charges for utility accounts, as well as our stormwater fee. So all accounts, residential and commercial, would be subject to a 15% delinquent charge after the 15th business day of the month. We're only going to collect deposits on residential properties that are rental properties. For metered accounts, again, the change council made, there will be a $25 trip fee if we send someone out to disconnect the water. There will be a $25 turn-on fee. There'll be no minimum charge for our inactive residential accounts, so some of our folks that go to Florida over the winter. We'll provide a water and sewer credit for leaks and for pools. And on the stormwater side, the equivalent residential unit charge will be increased from $2 to $2.30. And a single-family residence charge will include all residential properties with 4 or less units.
Thank you. Since this is an ordinance in its second reading, second reading, there is a public hearing, so if there's anyone in our audience who would like to make comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and your comment. Seeing none, would you please give me a motion?
Your Honor, move that we approve ordinance 1731 in its second reading.
Second.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Lewis, second by Councilman Ehlers, that we do approve ordinance 17-31 in its second reading. Any comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard,
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. We have an emergency ordinance this evening, and that's 17-35. Mr. McDonald?
An ordinance to revise appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Vandalia, Montgomery County, Ohio, during the calendar year ending December 31, 2017, and amending Ordinance 16-34 and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So this ordinance would amend 2017 appropriations as follows. In the general fund, an additional $9,200. $4,100 is to account for donations from FM Global Corporation and Vandalia's Lion Club toward the purchase of a Sparky suit for fire prevention, and $5,100 to account for refunds to residents due to an EMS billing error for EMS services, and any payments received from residents must be refunded. And an additional $20,000 in the Municipal Court Special Revenue Fund to account for a change in the allocation of magistrate salary expenses.
Thank you. Since this is an emergency ordinance, I will open up public hearing. And once again, if there's someone in our audience who would like to make comment, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and your comment. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Your Honor, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I move that we approve ordinance 1735 as an emergency.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilwoman Farr, second by Councilman Gerhardt, that we do approve the emergency ordinance 17-35. Comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Gerhardt,
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Yes.
Mayor Stetzer.
Yes, and the motion passes 7-0. Tonight, we do have a variance request, and that's lot development standards at 6750 Old Webster Street. Mr. Cruzy.
Before we go on, I'd just like to point out that the minutes for the BZA that are included in the packet with this and also in the next item have a typo in it in that they refer incorrect, they have the wrong address. It's supposed to say 6750 Old Webster Street, but it provides a different address. It just was not changed on those minutes, but the minutes themselves are correct and are for this variance.
Thank you very much for the clarification. Mr. Cruzy.
Ready? All righty. Thank you, Your Honor. So Montgomery County is requesting a variance at 6750 Old Webster Street to allow the placement of 3 industrialized units within an 11-foot west side yard setback where 20 feet is required. The property is zoned public facilities, and it serves as Montgomery County Sheriff's Office training and shooting range. The property in question is owned by the Miami Conservancy District and leased to the county. The county indicates that they are in the process of acquiring the property, at which time it would be replatted, which would resolve this setback issue.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
I'll move that we approve the BZA variance request of lot development standards at 6750 Old Webster Street.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Herbst and second by Councilman Blakesley that we do approve the variance request at lot development standards for 6750 Old Webster Street. Are there any other comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Fairst,
Yes.
Councilmember Herbst,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhardt,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Yes.
Mayor Stetzer.
Yes, and the motion passes 7-0. You also then have the minutes for the Board of Zoning Appeals of November the 22nd. For November, we have a bill listing in the amount of $2,828,444.51. And that brings us to council comments, beginning with Mr. McDonald.
Nothing tonight.
Mr. Cruzy?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
Councilman Blakesley?
Just a Merry Christmas and ready to come back first of the year, ready to start all of the projects we have holding.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Gerhardt?
Just a special thanks to Greg Shackelford, who's leaving us for Springboro, but you did a great job while you're here, and we really appreciate all your efforts in bringing business our way. So,
I would love to say a few words when you're done, too.
Okay.
no, that'd be great.
Certainly.
And then obviously Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Councilman Faris?
Just wanted to echo congratulations to Greg. They will miss you, and we've had great time with you here and on the date that we were informed of your biggest EDGE grant to the city of Vandalia. Good luck in your future. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Councilman Herbst?
Yes, I was also going to congratulate Mr. Shackelford in his new position. Wish him the best of luck going forward, and I know he's going to be a great asset to Springboro. Thanks.
Councilman Ehlers?
Yes, same here. Congratulations, Shaq. Great move for you. And I'd like to wish John, his staff, and all the city employees Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Lewis?
Well, I wish I got to go first, but yes, Greg, you've always been very professional, and you're just a darn nice guy, and I wish you all the best in your new position. Thank you for your service to the city. That's all I have, Your Honor.
It's always a bad thing about going last, you know? But anyway, just take all those comments and put them into one, and that's my comment to you, Greg. Thanks so very much for serving the city of Vandalia. And now you would like to make a comment to us? Do I have to ask for your name and address? And Greg.
I think here's where we get it.
Oh, is that it?
Is it on? Okay, great. This is really off the cuff. And I thought, how can I come in this meeting and not say a few words and thank all of you for the opportunity that you gave me? I know I tried to put some thoughts in writing for all of you. A few of you I haven't got it out yet too, but you took a leap of faith with me 7 years ago, roughly. I know at that point in time, it was, hey, we just want you to come in here. Okay, you got no budget for marketing, but we want you to essentially put Vandalia on the map. And I feel like you've given me that opportunity, and you've supported me with two really excellent city managers, one of which was the one that hired me, and I wish him nothing but the best. I'm so happy for him that he's doing well. But you also have a city manager that is dialed in. He has done all the things that you've asked him to do. I just want you to know that I appreciate everything that John did for me. John is somebody that he takes a lot of pride in what he does. He's a very sharp local government representative. He knows a lot about what's going on, and he understands the numbers. He understands what he came here to do. And I really believe wholeheartedly that he has been a great addition, and I wish him nothing but the best. I appreciate his support. I appreciate his understanding with my situation. I've loved my opportunity here. I wish all of you nothing but the best. And if there's anything I can ever do to help going forward, I certainly will. And I think you made a great decision with Amber. She's really sharp, a quick study. She'll pick up where I left off. Like I told her, and she knows this, I'm going to try to keep the engine running for her, and she can just take it from here. She's got some really good projects to cut her teeth on, but she understands what it takes. She's been an awesome negotiator for you already for a few years, and like I told her, it's experience that she's going to gain it, and it's going to happen fast. So as I tell the kids out there that I've coached over the years, people will sometimes forget what you say and what you do, but they'll never forget the way they made you feel. And you've always made me feel supported, and I appreciate that. Thanks.
Well, thank you. Well, with that, we have an executive session, and that is for the purpose of the executive session is 1, to consider the possible sale of real property, and 2, to consider the possible purchase of real property. And it might show something different on your sheet, but there was an error, so it should be purchase and sale. So with that, may I have a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved by Vice Mayor Lewis, second by Councilwoman Farce, that we do go into executive session. And may I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Herbst?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Gerhard?
Yes.
Councilmember Farce? Yes. Vice Mayor Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 7-0. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to all.